Hello, my name is Perminus Kariuki. I'm a certified financial analyst and advisor. We shall be meeting every Thursday as we discuss and unmask the hidden secrets of investment as we sharpen each other on this program dubbed The Wise Investor. As we unmask the mystery of investment. Am I too young to invest? Am I too old to invest? And how much do I need to become an investor? Much more and this we shall be discussing on the Wise Investor program only at Champions TV on Thursday 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. See you there. Come with an eager mind to learn and also to sharpen each other as iron sharpens iron.
Hello viewers, I hope you had a wonderful day and a blessed one. It is yet another day, it is Thursday, and I'm very much glad to introduce to you to our newest show dubbed The Wise Investor. I will be your host and I'm Masikonte Soila, and together with me will be Perminus Kariuki,
Thank you.
Who is the CEO of Nyotanjema Real Estate, and he is also a certified financial advisor. I hope you will be glad to learn more issues concerning financial discipline. So, Mr. Perminus.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Very well.
You're doing good?
Yes.
So, by the way, by the look of things, you look so young to be a CEO. Tell me the secret.
Great. First, let me thank you for hosting me today. And after such a brilliant day, Thursday is what we call a property day.
Yeah.
So I'm in the property market, and it feels nice, but also challenging.
Okay.
Because the problem is not being there, but the problem is remaining there.
Okay.
So the remaining relevant and also becoming authentic is what is the biggest challenge, which I'm ready to undertake. So I can see it's a mixed reaction of excitement and also challenging.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
No, you still haven't answered my question. You see, when you look at Kenya, you know, somebody becoming a CEO at your age,
yes.
First of all, which age bracket do you like?
I'm a youth.
And for a CEO of a real estate, right?
Yes.
Oh, that is great. So first of all, can you tell us what is investment?
Investment basically is I can make it to a layman's understanding. Is putting money to make for you more money. Okay. It's actually investing is having money working for you to get more money. So I've done it as simplified as possible so that everybody can understand.
Okay, so it is like you take money.
Yes.
You buy some more money.
Yes, it's taking that money and multiply it to become more in terms of returns.
Okay.
Yes.
And even we ask, maybe for example, you have a good job.
Yes.
It is giving you enough money. Let me say enough, but money is never enough.
Yes.
But you're paying your bills and you can have some little money to have fun.
Yes.
Is there any need to invest? I mean, you're living your best life.
The beauty of money is money comes and goes. And today will be better, tomorrow will be worse. You may not know because money is just like wind. It can be swept away. It can also come swept to your side. Okay. So in this case, what I say about money is this. Money is not a matter of having a lot. There is nobody who has a lot. Okay. Even Bill Gates is still looking for more money, yet he's a multi-dollar billionaire. Okay. Meaning, money will never be enough. And even if you have a very good job, remember, that job can be terminated anytime. What will happen? If you're not invested, it means you start begging because your lifestyle had already gone to another level that you could not sustain without that amount of money you're getting from a salary. So I'm that champion who says that instead of getting just money to become from an employment is enough for you, remember, we don't live for today, we live for tomorrow. Okay. And based on how much you have, is how much you invest for tomorrow is how best your life will be today.
Oh, okay. And what is the difference between investing and saving, because somebody else might say, I do save a certain amount each and every month.
Yes.
So what is the difference, and which is better? Is it investing or saving?
Why are you saving in the first place?
Maybe to have some money later, you see.
To go and have
when your bank account is ready.
I would say this, saving is good,
Okay.
but not sustainable.
Oh.
If I save 2,000 shillings in a bank or in my circle, I don't expect that money to give me 10,000 shillings in 1 year.
Okay.
Because the return on investment in savings is, if you have saved in an account that is generating interest, it's not comparable to investing that money. I'll give a good case study. If today you have 10,000 Kenya shillings and put it into a bank, even save it in a fixed deposit account, at an interest rate of 10%, I'm going on the highest side. I know it goes between 7 and 10%.
Yeah.
It goes by 10%. In 1 year, you only have maybe 1,000 extra.
Only 1,000?
Only 1,000 extra. Because 10% of 10,000 is 1,000.
Yeah.
And if I took that 10,000 somewhere, even go and start a small business, even if it's selling the samosas and chips, or even going to the street and selling sausages, believe you me, every day I'll be going home with 1,000 as my profit. So if I calculate that in a year, even work for 200 days out of the 365, I have earned 200,000 Kenya shillings.
Yeah, sure.
And that is why, as a wise investor, you don't look at how much do you have, but how much can I do with what I have. Because if you look at how much you have, you never get enough.
Okay.
Every day we wake up. As I was coming to work in the morning, I could tell you fact that Thika Road where I stay was full of traffic. People are looking for money. And there are people who are earning 10,000 looking for more money. There are people who are earning 1 million still looking for more money.
Wow.
Because money will never be enough as far as you are living. Today, your need may be, if you are operating at a 10,000 budget, then that is what you are living in. But you want to live better. So you want to get an extra income of 50,000 so that you can upgrade your life. When you get 50,000, you then feel, I am not satisfied to live at where I'm living when maybe my friends are living in a different area. So you also find yourself wanting to get more so that you can upgrade your life. And that is why money will never be enough. Even if you are living in the best place in this country or in this world, you still want to become better. Because the problem with money, once you have it, it's like fanatism. You want to get more. You want to get more to sustain your life and also your expenditures.
Oh, wow. So as a financial analyst, you just advise people how to use their money, or maybe what is taking money out of their pockets?
To be honest, I don't just advise, but also guide you. Because I can advise you and leave you with the advice. When you are growing, when you are young, you are being advised, don't do this. But if you did it and nobody disciplined you, you still be a naughty person if you are not disciplined.
True.
So sometimes financial management and financial advisory goes ahead to not only advice, but also discipline.
Okay.
And this discipline is not taking a stick and fighting or beating you, but it is making sure that what we agree, you are able to follow to the letter. There are different investment opportunities, and some have been even differentiated by the time and the ages we have. So in that case, if you are looking at the age group of a certain age group, they have different investment opportunities that they can invest in and successfully yield some fruits for that. So based on your age, based on your income, based on your desire for life, and also the liquidity that you are looking for, you can always have a differentiated investment opportunity. So what do I do as a financial investment advisor is to advise you, but if you are willing, we can go ahead and follow up to see whether the advice is being implemented.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I understand today our main topic was some of the factors that we need to consider before you start investing your money. And I'm pretty well sure that you will explain to us the factors, some of the factors you need to consider, because you might have some money, you don't know where to put that money, or you don't know how or when you should start.
Great. Thank you very much. I think to start with is first of all to understand that the first thing you want to understand as an individual or as an investor, no investor is a small investor. Based on the amount you want to invest, that is the investor that you are. So the first thing you need to understand is, as a factor to consider before you get into any investment vehicle, what are your objectives in investing? Are you investing to get what we call cash flows, or are you investing to get capital gain, or are you investing to get maybe just an investment that is going to fulfill your desires? So in this case, the first factor that I consider is the objective. Are you investing this money so that you can become a better person tomorrow, or are you investing it because people are investing? We have a problem we have in our country. When people say we go south, they all go south without the reasoning of why are they going south. It's unfortunate, because we have seen people when there was the issue of what do you call these birds? I'm forgetting the name, but there's a time that people were investing in I remember the name, but quails. Yes, you got it. You got it in quails. Yeah. People are looking at, everybody was investing in quails, and they never knew whether this business is sustainable and why are they investing the quails. Is it because their masses are investing on quails, or is it because you want to become a quail farmer with an intention of getting a market which has already been identified? The other thing is the issue of age. You cannot tell me that, and this you allow me to expound a bit. The different age groups have a favorable investment opportunity. However, this is not limited. Okay. I'll give you a very simple clarification in this. People who are between 18 years to 35 years can easily do business.
Oh man, you don't have money.
You don't have money, but I just mentioned how much can you do with 10,000? All of us who have gone to school, and even those who have been starting the small jobs, I think 10,000 you can even access from your friends and from your relatives. You can tell them, I just need 10,000 from you, and I referred it in 1 year. I gave a good example, and I said, with 10,000, you can go and buy that machine that is used to prepare sausages and also samosas. Then go and buy 1 packet of unga. Go and buy some minced meat and some simple things. Then with that, come and bring it on the street. You don't need to know who your customers are as far as they are human beings in that area. People will always come and buy. There's this famous mutua business. Everybody, when they are going home, you find guys with suits like mine, they go and stop at somewhere they are selling muturas, and they want to buy that to get a bite. The African sausages, as we call them. So in this case, you find that if you had only 10,000, you can be able to start a business. So do not look at business from being a multi-billionaire business, but start a business from a point of, what am I looking for? You can always upgrade, you can always expand, because starting may be hard, but sustaining may be harder. But when you grow, it becomes easy to sustain. So what am I saying? There are different age groups, businesses that can be done, or investment opportunities that can be done by different age groups.
Before you continue, you are on the age group of between 18 to 35.
Yes.
And out there, we have so many youths, graduates.
Yes.
And most of them, they complain, we don't have a job, or we don't have a startup capital, maybe to invest in. So what should we do?
Now, that's a good problem. And I will tell you, factually, when I started my business, I started with a negative amount.
Negative?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I started with a negative because I quit my employment.
Okay.
I was, yes, lucky to be in a good employment. I was working in a senior management company. As a senior management in a certain company, I was earning a good salary. But it came to a time that I felt I need to go out and run my own company. It was running as a small business. So when I went ahead to run my own company, I didn't get the salary for the last month. So the following month, I had to start at a negative, because I have to pay my bills, I had to pay my rent, I had to pay all these things. So in that case, I had to become active in thinking. And this is when you hear those who have gone before us telling us, it does not take how much money you have, but how much are you willing to think. Okay. It takes an idea. I started with an idea. I went ahead, bought some land with an idea, and was confident to know that because this land is in a good location, I can be able to get buyers who will offtake the project, and I can be able to pay the owner the amount. And by God's grace, within 1 year, within 1 month, the plots had been booked and people had paid deposits. And that is how my life changed from being a negative to at least having something and establishing a good office at the same time. So when I'm sharing this, I'm not sharing this because I have not passed it.
Okay.
I started with an idea. And when I tell people this, they may not believe it, but I started with an idea. And that idea gave me some good amount of money, which now has sustained my company to give it confidence to even do projects of multi-million projects that we desire to do in the future.
Now you're $1 million
Desire. It takes an idea.
Okay.
It takes an idea. And I always tell myself and tell my friends this. If you dream big, then you become big.
Wow.
If you dream small, you end up becoming small. Because if you aim at the sun, you can land at the moon.
Okay.
So if you aimed at the moon, then you land on the earth.
Wow, wow. Okay, welcome back viewers, and before we went for the break, we were discussing about factors to consider before you start investing, and we had just tackled two, which is the objective, and we were on the age, and we just discussed the age group of between 18 years to 35 years, and Mr. Perminus is here to expand on different age groups and the opportunities they have in terms of investment. So Perminus,
Yes.
we have just discussed about 18 years to 35 years. What about 35 up to 100 years? Which opportunities do they have?
Yes, actually, if you allow me to just mention one thing. In the age group between 18 years and 35 years, why did I say they are very their preferred investment would be business? This is because businesses require minimum capital to start.
Okay.
But number two, they have the luxury of time. Even if you start a business today and doesn't work out, you can start another one tomorrow. If you start another one tomorrow which doesn't work, you are still not owed. It can go down, you start another one until you know what is my area of specialization. But also number three, it's good to know that when you invest in business, you have many opportunities, you have the energies. You can tell me an old man of 55 years can be waking up every day to go and prepare chapatis on the street and start selling them. It is not going to be possible. But these are young people have the strength and the opportunity to exploit all these opportunities that are there. But also now going to the other group, the age group, but let me say this, it is not limited. Remember, I'm in real estate. I'm not starting, I did not start just from where maybe everybody would want to start.
Okay.
But I also didn't come from the campus to doing what I'm doing today. I had to go through employment. Because when you get through employment, you get to learn the art and the secrets of the market.
I thought you were in this bracket of the lucky ones in Kenya. You just came out of campus, you know, you have your own business.
No. I was unlucky in that way because I didn't start from my own. Okay. And I also would advise young people, don't just desire to start from big. Desire to learn from those who have gone ahead of you. Remember, wisdom oozes from the elderly. So when they are speaking to you, they speak from experience. So even today, even when I'm running my own company, I first of all listen to those who have gone before me. Okay. So going to number 2 point, our number 2 group of investment is the age group between 35 to around 55 years. These are the people who are no longer youths. They have young families, and also the families are now growing. So they always say that life begins at 40.
Yeah.
So that means they have already realized you have not been living. We now start to live now. And how do they start to live? They need to get an investment which can earn them both capital growth and which is not much involving, but also can give them cash flow. because you have school fees to pay for your children. You have bills to pay for your family. You also want to settle them in your own house so that you don't always keep renting and making the landlord a richer person when you are becoming a poorer person. So in this case, you realize that that group of people are the most of takers of real estate industry because they have accumulated some little money from their businesses. Remember, most business people reinvest their money, but also tend to be in circles, in groups, and in chamas where they save their money. So at that time, when you are now that age, you realize that I have been saving, I need to invest in something that is long-lasting. And because real estate is one of the long-lasting investment with a higher capital appreciation, they end up buying plots to build their home, they end up buying houses for their families, or even a second home for income. So when that happens, then you get to retire. And retiring at 55 years or 60 based on your category or your job specification, at 55 years, then you're already weary. You are old. You have worked for 55, if you rest only 20 years. If you started working at 20 years. For the last 35 years, you have been working. So more than half of your life, you have been working. So this time you need to go and rest and money start working for you. And that is the secret that many old people who are successful have had. You start investing when you are young, but you are able to get to earn from your investment when you are old. Through the retirement benefit, the retirement benefit scheme from the government, it can also sustain your retirement because if you never worked for the government, it means you never had that retirement. So these guys are already depleted, if I call them, and with all due respect. They cannot do a lot of business. They are not aggressive. They don't have the luxury of time. So, but they also have 3 options. If you retire and you have not been investing, you have only you have only 3 options. One, you either depend on your relatives, on your children. And that is why you have the dependency rates in Kenya have always been growing and growing. Because people retire without having invested to get passive income. Number 2, you have many people have this challenge of if you have not invested before, this is when they get their retirement package, they want to go and start a business. So you find an old man who is 60 years wanting to start a hardware shop in town. This guy is competing with young people who are 30 doing the same hardware business. The young people are online and everywhere. This man comes with his old plan of doing business. So you find their businesses become crumbling down and they end up almost collapsing. And finally, the other option, if they have not, I say retiring is 2 ways. You can retire, go rest, and let money work for you. Or you can retire and put on new tires. And that is a hard one. So instead of retiring and putting on new tires, where you start working and continue working, then the other option is die. So there are only 3 options. You depend on your relatives and children. You also either retire to put on new tires and start another business, which will not run for long. And the last one is die. But they also have an investment opportunity. Which is this investment opportunity? Investing in what we call paper asset or money markets. So when they invest in money market, either government bonds or treasury bonds, they can be able to actually earn something at the end of every month or at the end of every 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year based on the terms that they have taken.
Mentioning the treasury bonds.
Yes.
You know, most of the time we hear about these terms and we think there are options left for those people, the super rich, people with heavy pockets.
Yes.
Explain to us the issue of treasury bonds and maybe stock market.
Great. You can start with a minimum of the amount you have, even 1,000, to invest in those markets.
Really?
This is why
It doesn't take $1 million? Or? It's
not a must for you to start with $1 million. And by the way, even the young people, they can still invest in money markets if their risk appetite is not as big as those who want to start businesses. Because some of us are employed. So if you are employed, then you expect to earn an interest, you will not have time to go and run a business. So what do? You can also invest in the money market. So as I said, these 3 cycles are not just meant for a specific group. They are intertwined, and you can always move from one to the other. Now, going back to your question about the treasury bonds and the stock market, it is not for the rich. As far as you have a good, staunch financial advisor, you can grow your portfolio from a little amount to a very huge amount. But remember, those are low risk, low return. Then when you go to the real estate, is a high risk, high return, but with a longer period. When you go to businesses, it's a high risk, high potential returns. I am putting that potential because the business can go high and can go low.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So which is another factor to consider before you start investing?
Great. The other factor to consider is the time that you want to liquidate your income, investment. And this is what is very critical. Every investment, as I have highlighted earlier, you have either, you can either have an investment in stock, as we have said, that will be having its income, the investment will give its returns faster because it is a short term, but also a less risky venture, but also it has a lower opportunity cost. But when you look at the other sectors like real estate, it will take you more than 5 to 10 years. Actually, they say the average payback period is between 7 years to 15 years. So if you have all these factors to consider, in business, it can pay off tomorrow. It can also pay off in 1 year, 10 years, based on the business, but also the risk associated with it.
And because you keep mentioning real estate as the best venture.
Yes.
And we understand nowadays the cost of construction is very high. How long does it take maybe for the return?
Truth be told, a sound real estate investment should take at least 10 years.
To return back the money you invested?
Yes, between 10 years to 20 to 15 years. If it goes beyond 15, I call it an unviable business venture.
It requires a lot of patience.
Yes, it is patient, and that's why I say those guys who do it have the luxury of time. Because if you buy it when you are 55 years and it is taking 15 years, that means you'll start getting back your money at 70.
And you won't really enjoy the money.
Yeah, but if you had the money, you still enjoy. The problem is, are you willing to wait for those 15 years or 10 years without having another passive income source? So, truth be told, different investments have different risk and different opportunities, as I said earlier. So the best I like with real estate, even you at your age, the youngest person I have ever sold to a project or a house was 26 years. And this lady had been earning from her job, and she would save in a circle and bought a house. Today she is living in her own home. And I believe she's not more than 30 years today. That tells you even young people still invest. There's another girl who invested at 24. Actually, she was the youngest, 24. So the parents supported her a bit, but they said the rest you're going to pay for yourself. When I'm selling my plots and I have been able to sell those plots, I'll tell you factually that there are people who have bought, already has bought, she's in campus. So she's still buying, but during her pocket money, she is able to save 20,000 every month to pay for her plot. And the parents are not involved. So what am I saying? Everybody has the opportunity. We have so much money. We spend in parties, we spend in bashes, we spend when we are going for outings. All this money, if you only saved it and sacrificed our time, then we can be able to grow our future.
Wow, that is so wonderful. So at our party, after party, I hope we can save that money actually to invest in something that may bring us some returns. Okay, viewers, before we conclude our show tonight, I would just like Mr. Perminus to give us his parting short words, maybe some advice, whatever you got.
Thank you. As we have discussed today, there are various factors, and I have not exhausted them. There are various factors that you should consider before investing in any investment vehicle. And once you follow on these factors, you will not go wrong in your investment opportunity that you undertake. But we have not finished yet because time was limited. As we continue growing and sharpening each other, I believe when you stop learning, you stop growing. So let's meet next week, and we are going to be able to grow more and sharpen each other more, even as we look at the different microeconomic and macroeconomic factors that you should consider when investing in any business venture. Thank you very much.
Wow, it was a very wonderful experience, and I have learned a lot today. So let's meet next week at the time, and it is only on Champions TV where you get these shows that really educate you on different matters in life. So remember, it was the Wise Investor Show, and I was your host, Masikonte Soila, and my guest was Perminus Kariuki, who is the CEO of Newton Gemma Real Estate and a certified financial advisor and analyst. Let's meet next week.
Hello, my name is Perminus Kariuki. I'm a certified financial analyst and advisor. We shall be meeting every Thursday as we discuss and unmask the hidden secrets of investment, as we sharpen each other on this program dubbed The Wise Investor, as we unmask the mystery of investment. Am I too young to invest? Am I too old to invest? And how much do I need to become an investor? Much more, and this we shall be discussing on the Wise Investor program, only at Champions TV on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. See you there. Come with an eager mind to learn and also to sharpen each other as iron sharpens iron.